Greetings, Twin Flames. This is Lucida of Twin Flame RX on Tuesday, July 3rd, 2018, with the weekly reading from now until Sunday, July 8th, 2018. So first, let me give a little of a summary of what's going to happen. So I'm going to read this affirmation from the Angel Affirmation calendar by Doreen Virtue. Then we're going to do a tarot spread for the weekly energies. Then we're going to look at the energies of the Divine Masculine, Feminine, and the Union, and some other cards to close the reading. And then at the end of the reading, I am going to deliver a Reiki blessing and healing. So stick around till the end in order to get that benefit. So the first thing I want to do is read this affirmation. It is, we are teachers of peace, and we teach peace to others through our loving examples. So that's our goal as Twin Flames, is to be on this planet at this time in history, in these bodies that we're in order to be living examples of peace. And basically, if you unconditionally love, if you're in that vibration and you keep going to higher levels of vibration, peace is the next level, and then we have joy, and then we have illumination as one of the highest levels of vibration in this 3D plane that can bring us into higher levels of consciousness and in tune with other dimensions of our existence. So now I'm shuffling, just letting you know that those piles there by the Twin Flame RX sign are basically the cards that I've drawn with prayer and meditation, and now I'm asking Divine Source to show us a situation that may play out for you and your beloved, or for just one of you in this upcoming week, so between now and July 8th. But whenever you're watching this, if the reading resonates, then you may find some value in it as well. Okay, so one more shuffle, then we'll cut the deck and look at the bottom of the deck energy card. This is the Revelations Tarot by Zach Wong. Bottom of the deck energy for this week is the Page of Swords, and it's in reverse. So the Page of Swords would be delivering a message, would be maybe trying to communicate but not being as clear. And then if that is in reverse, we see that there's a covering of the face and covering of the mouth. So this general energy, from what I'm picking up, is that you're trying to hold back, or your twin is trying to hold back their words. So one of the things that this brings me to talk about is that we're in a period right now of Mars retrograde. So the planet Mars is moving backward instead of forward. And when that happens, it causes us to review situations that have brought about a lot of anger, and to review those to see if we can release that anger. So some of us may be experiencing our twins' anger in the way that they're talking to us, or maybe they're not talking and that's how they're demonstrating anger. And the same thing with us. We may feel anger and pain and resentment and guilt and those kind of negative vibrational emotions, but it's time for us to review those situations that cause those emotions and then release them, and that's going to help us to clear more for us to get into our sacred unions. All right, so the first card is this bottom of the it's called a significator. This card is the Empress in reverse, so a lot of reversal energy here. Basically what this is about is that we're not embodying our nurturing Empress energy at this time, especially if we're holding on to anger and not allowing to let it go, because that anger causes us to be the opposite of nurturing. It causes us to push others away. So this may be you, it may be both you and your beloved, or just your beloved going into this week. So something that will move your situation forward for this upcoming week is judgment. So this is where you are looking at what you have done in your life and all of the stages of your journey, and you and your higher self, or you and Source, are determining if your soul has graduated to another higher level of awakening or consciousness. And so I also feel that your beloved is being called to do this. And because they're being called to really examine their own conscience, they are realizing the role that they play in their own journey and then the role that you play in their journey. So that's going to help move the situation between you forward. Overall crowning energy here is what the best outcome could be is Page of Cups, where you would get a loving message from your beloved, usually in the third dimension, but this signifies that it could be, in other dimensions, like in sleep, during dreams, or in the fifth dimension. Basically, your soul is always communicating with your twin flame in higher dimensions, but there's a chance that there's going to be some sort of message coming to you from your twin this week in some way, shape, or form. Now, what you have to work with in order to receive that message would be this Ace of Cups energy, where you are feeling the abundance of love that wells up within you. And if you can't feel that love, try and connect to Source and imagine that there's a flowing golden ray of light entering your crown chakra and entering your whole entire aura, your auric field, and the energy field that connects you and your beloved, and just completely bask in that and basically just enjoy this love energy, because this is what will bring you forward and allow for a message to come through from your beloved. In the recent past, we had this Ace of Wands, so we had a new fiery or new passion arising within us to continue on the journey, even though it's been difficult. And in the near future, we see this Three of Swords energy, where this is always an energy that's not very pleasant. So you may have some things that are not very pleasant coming up. You may be noticing things on social media that your twin is, doing or liking, or, commenting on other people's photos, and it may make you think that you're taking a back seat to them. There's many other examples. Your twin might be in a karmic relationship with, another man or woman, and you are dealing with the pain of that. And both of you really are going to be dealing with the pain of that, so that that could get released. So hopefully it won't be too big of a purge that comes up, or, too long of a lasting effect. How you're feeling is you're feeling like the magician, so that's good. That means that if you do feel those energies, any negative energies or any jealousy or any doubt or fear or suspicion or confusion, you can transmute those energies and bring them into a higher vibrational state. So maybe using the violet flame meditation or other sorts of transmutations, using crystals, other methods. Sea salt bath, that'll clear your own auric field, and that'll clear up the energy between you and your beloved as well. All right, what we have here is how others see you. Well, it's interesting because we have the Three of Swords there, which is mental anguish, but then we actually have the outward expression here of a third-party situation. So others might say, well, you're wasting your time because your twin is distracted with someone else or something else, because it doesn't always have to be a person that's a karmic situation for your twin. It could be that they, have an addiction to something, or they're in some sort of job or something that doesn't suit them, but they continue that cycle. So it's a cycle. So others can see that there is something going on that's interfering with their union. And what you're hoping or fearing is this Ten of Wands energy. So when it's upright, this means that you're at the highest level of passion that you could feel. It also could be mental distress, and there's a block there. But then this person here is trying to clear the blockages. So what you're hoping for is that you can clear these blockages that are present between you and your twin, so that you can actually get into a physical union with them. And at the end of the week, or, it could be 2 weeks from now, these energies may carry out until then. We have the Six of Wands, so this is a light worker type of energy where you are charged spiritually to move forward and to shine that light so that your beloved sees it. and to be a light to others on the path. And then there might be some dark influences that really don't like you and want to pull you down, but you have so much support from the light, from other light workers, and from, light beings, and from divine source, that you are going to keep moving forward on this journey successfully this week. All right, so that's the reading, and then I have some energy cards to support that. So it looks like even though there might be some release of negative emotions this week, you're going to come out of it as a more clear light worker, so more clear in your purpose and your mission. Let's look at the divine feminine energies for this upcoming week, or for this week. We have the 3D energy, which is the mind, the body, the heart sometimes is included with this. So this is divine masculine, 3D energy, and all these cards are the soul lesson cards by James Van Praagh. So the soul, or higher self of the divine masculine, is basically wanting to bring the energy of patience in, and acceptance that everything happens in divine order. So the soul is trying to trickle that kind of energy of patience down into the mind or the ego of the divine masculine, or divine feminine this week. I'm sorry, that's the divine feminine. So the divine feminine, again, has to listen to their higher self and be patient. In the 3D, the divine feminine feels guilt, or guilt is coming up to be released. So we release any beliefs that no longer assist our soul's growth. So we might be feeling guilty because, we have love for someone possibly that's, has another family. That might be a reason why you might feel guilty, or you might feel guilty because you feel that you did something wrong and pushed your twin away. Well, release that, because that's no longer assisting your soul's growth. What should replace that energy is the understanding that you can never truly lose the connection with your twin, and that the only thing that you need to do if you're a divine feminine right now is to pretty much sit back, be patient, enjoy life, focus on your own activities and goals and your mission, and your twin is going to come to you when they have their part worked out. So when their higher self and lower self connect, and they are at the same vibrational frequency of consciousness as you are. Okay, so here we have the divine masculine's energy cards. The top is the 5D energy, or soul energy again. So the divine masculine soul wants happiness, being aware that being happy means that they're on the right path. This kind of information is trickling down from their higher self or soul into their 3D consciousness, allowing them to realize that they should be listening to their body and their emotions and sensing how they feel. And how they feel is going to help to guide them in the right direction. So if they're not feeling good about being in a karmic situation, but they feel good being with their twin, then their higher self is really directing them to go for the feeling where they're happy with their twin. Okay, and then we have the 3D energy, or the ego mind energy of the divine masculine, where it's envy that they're trying to work through this week. They're realizing that they are the same as everybody else, but with different challenges. Whereas in the past, they were very vain and 3D, where they were thinking that they needed to amass like all this wealth, and they had worked really hard to build up like a big old bank account to woo their divine feminine, but they're realizing that they don't need to do that, that there's a bigger purpose to this life than just accumulating money and abundance and things. So, and they're also realizing that they can get to the same level of awareness and awakening as the divine feminine. They are just going through their journey in a little different way and experiencing different challenges. All right, let's look at the union energy. So we have the union energy, the two twins and their united souls. So in the higher dimensions, like the 5th dimension, the union is trying to remind the twins that they are attracted to those people who serve their higher good. So if they're feeling a magnetic pull toward their divine feminine or their divine masculine, that means something, that that person is put into their life to serve their highest good. So they may have other people in their life that are not serving their higher good, and they need to recognize that it's time to maybe let those people go so that they can make room for their twin who is serving their higher good. And the 3D energy of both twins in union is balance. So once the connection and relationship is established, because there's that communication that happens between the twins in the 3D, then they can work on really balancing, bringing a state of perfect harmony into their world, and doing so without judgment of themselves and judgment of their twin, and then also judgment of others, realizing that life is a series of lessons and tests, and that we are preparing our soul to either ascend or return to this planet possibly. So being in balance with self and then with twin is going to allow for the twins to come into a harmonious union. All right, so we have 3 more cards. This is a message from the Lover's Oracle by Toni Carmine-Salerno, and this is from your beloved to you. So it could be either divine masculine or feminine, depending on who is watching. The message is, let there be closeness between us, but always give us, each of us, space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. So let there be closeness between the two of you, but always give each other space. And if you're in separation, you know how that feels to give space. But realize that love never claims, it just allows and gives. So allows for this journey to unfold the way that it's meant to unfold, rather than trying to control it. So we need to release control or trying to make things go the way that we want them to go. The universe has a plan for us. If you are following the law of attraction, then if you're in a high vibrational state, you're going to get high vibrational experiences, and experiences that align to whatever vibration that you're at. So your thoughts become things. Sometimes we have thoughts that can turn into negative feelings, but we don't have to let them. Negative feelings would turn into a negative or lower vibration. So sometimes we can catch our thoughts before they turn into a downward spiral of emotions and lower vibrations. All right, so we have the last 2 cards here. This is the Kuan Yin Oracle and the Archangel Michael, representing both divine feminine and masculine energies. Divine feminine, goddess Kuan Yin, her message for us this week is immortal treasures. Within you are precious immortal treasures, gifts of your soul, which include the ability that you have to transmit healing. Honor yourself as a healer. Whether formally or informally, your soul brings a special healing light to humanity. You have divine support in your role as a healer in whatever way, usual or highly unusual, that this is unfolding for you now. So you may already be in a healing profession where, you work in a hospital setting, or you are doing holistic medicine, or you're doing aromatherapy, Reiki healing. I do infinity Reiki healing, and I ask the archangels and angels for assistance in healing. So whatever it is that you feel your gift is, music can heal. There's so many modalities. Sound can heal. So just try to find where you fit in, because all twin flames have an ability to heal others. If you are not healing, well, you have to heal yourself on this journey to get through it. You help heal your twin, then you and your twin help heal the world, basically. So that's how it works. And our last card is the Archangel Michael message. Archangel Michael's message here is that you created this situation and you have the power to change it. So the prayer then is, thank you, Archangel Michael, for letting us lean on your strength and for reminding us of our personal power. Please guide us to manifest and heal according to divine will. creating peace and blessings for everyone involved. So what this means about you creating the situation, both you and your beloved's higher selves agreed to a soul contract, and you're living out that soul contract through your twin flame journey. Of course, you have free will, so you can decide that you want to step off the path of the journey, but you'll always be veered back onto it eventually. So, since you're on it, you might as well stay on it, but, sometimes it's too much for some people. So that's all it's saying is like you and your higher self and your beloved's higher self created this twin flame journey, this plan for it. So now you have the power to change it because you're here to break all those patterns and subconscious programs that have caused us to veer away from our soul. So our soul essence is pure love, and that's what we're trying to get back to. And pure love would never feel guilt, shame, doubt, envy, confusion. Okay, so we're trying to get back to that natural state of pure love, because then we'll be in a higher dimensional frequency. All right, so I'm going to send you some Reiki healing for yourself and your beloved so that the two of you may come into a perfect and harmonious union sooner than later, because we need your combined light to help heal this planet. And it's going to be the 4th of July this week, Independence Day in the United States. So I want to wish all of you that celebrate that a happy Independence Day. And I want to also send you some Reiki healing, allowing your soul to feel free, both you and your beloved, free to express your divine selves. Many blessings. Namaste.